it's Amy Kate, and welcome back to Sim by Design with another Sims 4 speed build. This one is called Ramblin Ranch, and it's the first one I've done in this series from the floor plan books that I get from Lowe's or like home improvement stores. Sorry if my voice is a little quiet. I am losing my voice a little bit still, and it is later in the day, so everyone in my house is, well, sleeping because it's not later in the day, technically it's nighttime. But I'm trying to be quiet so I don't wake anybody else up. But this one is probably my favorite build that I've done so far. It's so big and fancy, and I really love the way it turned out. Even though it did take me like 6 hours over the course of like 5 or 6 days. I just kept getting distracted because, as most of you know, I get distracted so easily, not only when I'm recording my voiceovers and commentary for the builds, but when I am building as well. Like right now I'm getting distracted because my cat is climbing all over the desk next to me. So this build, or this video, is like 25 minutes long or something, so I don't know if I'm going to talk the entire time, because I will probably run out of things to say, but I will try to talk as much as I can, or talk about as much as I can for as long as I can. Yeah, so this roof took me forever and a day to figure out. I think this was like probably the longest part of, like, it took me forever. Like, I don't understand why, because I was copying it off of the picture from the design book, and I can only see like the front of the house, so like trying to get most of the stuff, like the back of the roof and stuff, the way I wanted it to, or the way I think it would have been, it was a little bit difficult. And then the front kind of corner where there's like a little bit of an empty space is supposed to be where the garage is supposed to be, but since we don't have garages in The Sims 4 or cars in The Sims 4 yet, I didn't really put it in there, so I just kind of took it out and made it a little front entrance garden way. And instead of having the garage door to the entryway there, I just had another side door to the entryway instead, just from the garden. So like if you were in the side of the garden, which you'll see later, and then you want to get to the front of the house, you can just walk around the garden and go in through that door instead of going in through the back door. Yeah, so since the picture I went off of, I don't think I put it in with the original floor plan, is set kind of in a deserty looking area. I decided to put it in Oasis Springs and give it a kind of, I guess you would call it, I don't know what technically the term is. I should know these because I studied architecture for a while in high school. Yeah, I don't know exactly what it's called. I want to say like, not like Mexican or something like that, but it's kind of similar to that, I would say. Let me look it up real quick while this is going. So I guess a hacienda style home? I don't know. If anybody knows, let me know in the comments below, because I sound like an idiot trying to figure out what that's called, even though I don't know. The master suite and ensuite are probably my absolute favorite. And these two plants I'm putting in right now, that shelf gave me so much hell. Every time I change something on the walls, like I put any wallpaper on or something, it deleted those two. Anything off the shelf, because I used move objects and ship and this stuff on the sink as well. You'll see me go through and continuously put them back on, like probably 5 or 6 different times throughout the entire build. But I really, and these shelves too, I just really love how the whole thing turned out. Excuse me. And then I'm just putting in some pictures to decorate because the wall looked a little blank. Like, see there, you can see it, like everything turned yellow and disappeared. And first time I'm putting it back. But this house is full of tons of pictures because I did the mid-level height, or mid-level wall height. So I wanted to fill up the picture, or the walls with pictures, so they weren't so blank. And then I just raised those mirrors, and thankfully, even though I used the Shift 9 in the Move Objects, those didn't delete. But I really like what I did with the towels and the books and stuff on the bath. Like, I think I eventually ended up putting the books on top of the stack of towels, so it looked like somebody had been reading a book and just had it on a stack of towels before getting out or something. I do get very distracted while doing this build. I go from one room to another and so much different stuff. This is the second and only other bathroom in the house. That wall shelf does end up disappearing, I believe, later in the build, or the stuff on the shelf disappears. But I don't think I go back and replace it. I also really love how the kitchen turned out, using the move objects or the option key and moving the cabinets around to give it kind of the bay window look. Let's see. What else do I want to talk about? I don't think I keep the cabinets and that wall the same. I may change the wall painting. But I really love this house so much. I can't say that enough. It just looks so, like, authentically, I don't even know. I don't know what the name of the house is to even tell you what the style would be. I want to say something like it's Santa Fe or something, but it's like a Southern California. Maybe that's what I should search. Southern California. Yeah, it's whatever that type of house is called. I feel like it's on the tip of my tongue, and I know what it is, but I just can't figure it out. Saying a lot in this too, and I apologize. I don't know what has been with me lately. I think it's because I've been sick, and it's been distracting me like crazy. As you can tell, I did go for a very blue theme in the kitchen and kind of breakfast nook area. I do change this up a couple times before settling on what I actually like. And I love where I put those pictures. I just realized that I put those and it made it look like they're hanging off the lights. I think this is probably the last house. I know last time, or on the last build, I promised I would not do any more custom content builds, but I had built this one before I had recorded the commentary for that previous build. So there is some custom content in this, mostly in the master bedroom, I believe. And then since it was such like a kind of Aztec-y type house, I decided to put those two kind of Mexican blanket looking rugs in the kind of breakfast nook and / sitting room, and then in the dining room, because I do end up using the couch that matches that rug in the dining room. And I really loved combining those three kind of chandelier type things to make it look kind of like a cohesive chandelier. I did that in the kitchen and in the living room. And this is probably my favorite wall I just did like a huge collage of like framed pictures to make it look like somebody had either painted those or they're like a very artsy family. So that's what I would, if I was moving a family in, I would probably use it for like a very artsy family, which I know I have talked about this in my last, like I thought putting a column there would be really cool. Side note. But I know in my last speed build and in probably the next like 2 episodes, including or next, yeah, last week's Let's Play and the next 2 Let's Plays, because I pre-recorded those. As you will find out on Sunday, because I just could not stop playing them. I talked multiple times about starting a Get to Work Let's Play, because I recently bought Get to Work and Outdoor Retreat. But I did decide I do want to end up doing that. So I have a bunch of stuff planned out, and I have like a ton of stuff planned out for, like, it's going to be, I think, really fun. And I will talk more about that probably next Friday. So in my next build, which I'm going to be pre-recording the commentary for that today after I finish this one. Because I will not be able to do any of it next week. But I might move the parents of the main kind of household that I'm going to be playing. So what I'm thinking is I'm going to have 2 brothers, one of the brothers' wives, and then the wife's best friend, kind of all living in one house together. Then the brother's parents I'm going to have probably living in this, and they're going to be really rich. But I will probably talk, like I said, talk more about that next Friday, as well as when I actually upload the first episode of the Get to Work Let's Play. Hold on while I go take a drink real quick. Okay, I'm back. I'm sorry. Like I was saying, I don't know what I was saying. So this is, I thought, more of a like teen boys room. It's very like brown and blue, as you can tell. And then I made it look kind of messy, gave him a bunch of like neon lights, kind of like, you know, those like beer kind of lights you see in a bar. That's the word I'm thinking of. And then this is like a teenage girl's room, and I thought it would be a really cool idea to have curtains up on that wall, like it's a kind of a closet doorway, and instead of having like closet door, she had curtains. But when I tested it with my test sim later, you cannot actually use that dresser with those curtains there, so you can either delete the curtains or just get her another dresser or something. But I thought it was a really kind of cool idea, and it looked really pretty, like when I'm taking the screenshots. But I mean, I really didn't do much decorating in either room as I probably would have liked. I was just getting to that point where I was so done with this build, because this was probably like hour 5 or something. So I was just like, let's just finish it. So I'm just giving her lots of pictures and stuff. This was before I had bought Get to Work, so I probably would have put like one of the mannequins in her room, because I made her, I was seeing the personality of this girl as, excuse me, as very like fashion oriented or art driven, and she would have been designing clothes and stuff. And then, as I said before, the master bathroom was probably one of my favorite rooms, and doing the master bedroom was probably my absolute favorite. I just went for a kind of a Christmassy theme. Actually, you know, now that I think about it, I don't think I maybe actually did put any custom content in here, because I had the rug in the like sitting area, but then I took it out, and then I had those custom content wardrobes and mirror in their closet, and I think I ended up taking that out too. So I would have to check when I grab the link from the gallery. But yes, it should not be custom content, but if it is custom content, I will let you guys know in the description with the link. Hopefully I will remember, because I know I keep saying, I'll remember to put the custom content link in the bottom, the description, but I always forget. But I will try to remember. If not, just leave me a comment, let me know, and I will find the link and give it to you. It's getting to almost the end, I believe. I think it's just the outside landscaping that I have left to do after I finish relighting everything and putting back, for like the millionth time, all of those things that get moved from the Move Objects cheat. And then maybe. Oh, I'm just putting the steps outside those doors, which I do end up changing, because when I went to go test the dresser part in the girls' room, I realized that they could not get up the stairs, or up that step, even though I thought I had put the right kind of like edging on it. So I went back, you'll see it later, and I went back and put it in stairs. And then I added pool lights into those little kind of balcony things outside the windows. I don't remember what they're called. I'm such like a horrible like architecture person, or whatever the term really is. I'm not sure. But I just thought it looked kind of cool in the light, having those there. And then just adding some landscaping in. I do end up changing the backyard from right here. Since they're in the desert, I kind of thought that these people would be like super rich, so they put like fake football field grass in their backyard to give it kind of that green look. And then even like go so far as to put like the dirt and stuff around it, just because I felt like they were that rich and like that kind of thing. And then I was looking through the rooms in the kind of like all pre-made rooms, and there was like an outdoor barbecue thing, and it looked so cool, so I thought I might as well try it myself, and I think it turned out pretty cool. I kind of wish, now that I'm watching this back, that I had put another little table on the other side of the grill. And now I'm just adding a little landscape on the front and around the back. Maybe we're getting distracted. Out there, I think I was just looking up like whatever style of house this is, landscaping. And then I thought adding like a little hedge space, like with a playground and stuff, would be kind of cool. Even though I did say that the bedrooms were both like teen rooms, they could also be for a girl and a boy, like child. And then just adding in some stuff that Move Objects deleted, because this is coming back in from a save and coming back after a couple weeks, or not weeks, couple days. Adding a little bird bath and some more stuff kind of in that little entry there. And I really like those trees. I think they look really cool and kind of spacey, but I figured that they'd be like these weird plastic trees that the family was so rich that they wanted to add those in there. And they even like added in the llama hedge and stuff like that, just because they wanted to be so fancy and rich. And then giving them some planters, because, you know, every sim needs a garden. Then putting those rocks there, I think later gives me the yes to do this. I keep saying this like constantly throughout this entire build, but I am obsessed with this, like, kind of the way I did this rock thing around the pool. You'll see in a minute that, like, I think it looks so cool. Like, I am obsessed with this build. And then I put fountains in there, and you can swim, like, the Sims can swim through the fountains and all that stuff. Like, this is probably my favorite visually cool part, and probably my favorite part to build of the build as well, was to do this kind of rock formation around the pool. And I left this little area kind of open right there around, behind the rocks, which I probably should have moved it back like maybe another square, for like if we ever get diving boards or something, that it would be really cool to have. And then there I was like thinking, oh, I could probably move those out, but I ended up keeping those steps in because I thought that's how the Sims would get up the stairs or whatever. And then just adding some lights, and mostly those base pool lights around everywhere, just because I think that they give off the best light and they're kind of more discreet than having any other like standing near lights. And then here I'm just going around adding the stairs, and I think I changed the foundation color because I didn't like how that light brown looked with the step that I chose, but none of them matched as well as I wanted, so I just ended up going with this one that's slightly lighter. And then going into the floor plans, this is the original floor plan. And as you can see, I did change quite a bit in the actual build. There's no washer and dryer, there's no basement in this because this is I made before we had basements. But everything else is still very similar to the beginning, or the original, the fireplace and the bathrooms and all this kind of stuff. I kind of tried to keep as true to the actual floor plan as before. Instead of having a closet in the boys' bedroom, I put his bed in the kind of alcove area where the closet usually is. And into the screenshots, just kind of going around the outside of the house, around the outside. I am getting really tired, and I still have another one of these left to do. So I'm sorry if I sound so, I don't even know. I don't even know if anybody's still watching back to this part. Just leave me a comment below letting me know that you watched to this far, and tell me to go to sleep because I really do need to sleep. Going inside the house, that little foyer, and something I'm pretty sure deleted off of that little area right there by the rabbit and books. Now that I see the screenshots are out of order, even though I thought I spent like an hour rearranging them. Whoops. Kind of just going through the living room, and I think it goes into the kitchen, up the dining room, and then into the kitchen. And I really like, I don't know, maybe it's just because I did this house. Oh, switches into the boys' bedroom. Oh, and then back into the kitchen. That little towel under the sink. It wouldn't stay there, so I just kind of move objects into place. And I really love how it looked. Since this is my favorite build, let me know what your favorite build is of any YouTuber. I mean, this isn't personally my favorite build of any YouTuber ever. I know the Sim Supply does some amazing builds, and actually watching him is what got me into wanting to do this, because I built myself constantly. In The Sims, I would just play The Sims, like build houses in The Sims, and create Sims, or just not even create Sims, and then build a house for my sister, and she would play it with her Sims. But, so I thought I would just do it myself, but I know he has a lot of really great builds, so let me know your favorite speed build or let's build or any kind of build from any Simmer on YouTube in the comments down below. And if it's mine, that's awesome. I will be completely flattered and happy if it's mine. But yeah, I think there's only a couple more. I didn't do a lot of screenshots of the bathroom since they're both basically the exact same, or like the toilet areas where the sink and the toilet are for the master's ensuite. But I think that's it. Oh, maybe I did do it just on one side. And then here is the backyard, and coming up is my favorite screenshot ever, I think. Yes, I just love the way that looks. Thank you guys so much for watching, and have a great day.